What's up guys, John Herrera here, financial wealth coach, teach people about investments. And today we will be talking about a very hot topic I've gotten very passionate about. I've been studying this for the past 6 months. As a financial planner, I help people about investing into this type of new space. It's not new, and the topic is basically Bitcoin. For those who are not very aware of what Bitcoin is, let me just take you back 2008, 2009. During the financial crisis in 2008, there was what you call a white paper written by a pseudonym person. We don't know who he is. His name is Satoshi Nakamoto. Sounds Japanese. No one has seen him. No one has met him. No one has actually seen him. He's like Kaiser Soze in Usual Suspects. In 2008, basically, there's this white paper talking about cryptocurrency, which is basically digital money, and the digital money was Bitcoin. And the design was to create a cryptocurrency where peer-to-peer, I can send it to you and back with a lower cost, full transparency, and it would be backed up by a technology called blockchain. So blockchain basically means it's an online ledger that everyone can see. So I won't get into technical mathematics about blockchain, but basically the beauty about blockchain, it's public, it can't be hacked, and it's decentralized. So if you think of block, think of block like a brick or chain. Every time you make a transaction, it kind of creates blocks, and it basically, records transactions. So if you're an accountant or bank owner or entrepreneur, you have a ledger for your business. So the white paper discussed there will be 21 million created. There are basically 3 things you want to know about any type of cryptocurrency. It's Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. 2 is blockchain, is the technology behind it. So there's a lot of technology coming out with banks and other coins. And how does this blockchain work? So when this was created, 2008, the first transaction was sent out 2009. It was sent from Satoshi Nakamoto to this guy, Hal Finney. At the time, there were no public wallets yet, but basically it was what you call nerd money. Nerd money, programmers or gamers used to use it. And back then, there was a way to acquire it, because just to explain the third term that will help you understand what you call mining. So if these transactions were being sent from other people to other people, there were these called mining rigs. So mining rigs before were basically laptops or computers that would do 2 things. It's actually to make sure the blockchain technology is validated, as well as it's getting sent to the person. As the second thing is that they reward you for Bitcoin. So that's why that third topic, mining, is very, very important, because for helping validate these transactions. Back then it was easy. You get validated and rewarded Bitcoin. Why is this all important? Today it's Wednesday. I think Bitcoin hit $10,000. January, earlier this year, I think it was about $1,000. So why is it growing? What is great about it? So I'm gonna just break it down. It's a cryptocurrency. It's basically like digital money. So in the Philippines, we have 2 wallets in the Philippines registered by the BSP. One's called coins.ph, and I think it's bybit.ph, by Satoshi Citadel. So they both have wallets, and the reason why it's getting more and more popular because it's decentralized. What does decentralized mean? Well, if you go back to the history of money or any type of fiat currency, basically a central bank issues money, and that central bank would distribute it. And what happened was, due to excessive distribution and printing, what we call is inflation and devaluation of money. I think that is the reason why a lot of these the financial crisis happened, because a lot of the bankers were printing out money that they couldn't afford to, and it was destabilizing your country. Number 1 is decentralized. That is the reason why it's helping. It's kind of like crowdsourcing, where anyone back then were having laptops who downloaded software and basically said, I'm gonna help get more Bitcoin because I'm validating transactions. So all these guys, all these programmers basically set up their laptop, plug the internet, put in the software, and they were earning Bitcoin. They're earning a lot of Bitcoin. Why? Because it was easier back then. There weren't a lot of validation and transactions. So 2 is, the transparency. Anybody can go to the public chain, blockchain record and see transactions back then, what happened, how much from this address to this address. So it's transparent. Unlike a bank, you don't see what's going on. in terms of their transactions. We don't even know, what type of transactions are. And there are a lot of cases where, they're used for laundering in banks. The blockchain, cryptocurrency, it's decentralized and it's transparent. People are thinking, how can it be safe and how can it not, how do I protect myself? Number one thing in the Satoshi white paper is that it cannot be hacked. Bitcoin cannot be hacked, meaning that it would take about, they said, I think 50 to 80 billion dollars to hack the whole internet today to fix one blockchain. And they have to do that constantly to hack one Bitcoin. So the beauty about it is that even the government can hack it, even hackers cannot hack it because of the blockchain technology. So it's decentralized, transparent, can't be hacked. So John, why is it so hot? If I were to ask you, the number one brand today in the world was Apple. Apple, I don't know what its valuation, I think last time I checked it was 800 billion, or it was gonna be the first $1 trillion company. If I were to ask you, the number one brand today is no longer Apple, it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin, why? Nobody owns it, everyone has a piece of it, and there's no owner. It has the most marketing value and everyone talks about it. I would say Bitcoin is relevant today because in my eyes, in third world countries like the Philippines, it will help unbanked and underbanked. So people who live in first world countries don't realize that not everyone has a bank, not everyone has an ATM. In the Philippines, there are rural, provincial areas that people actually just hide their money in their pillows, in their closet, and anywhere. So the number one person that would benefit is from unbanked, underbanked. And people like the OFWs who actually live out of the Philippines, who send money. The second person that would actually benefit is from the OFWs. Why? Because I heard $28 billion on remittance. So MoneyGram, Western Union are sent every year. And that's just recorded, $28 billion. And he goes, okay, get to the point, John. Let's say somebody's sending money, $800. To send $800, there's about 8 to 10% transaction fees. So they go to the Western Union, they pay $800, they get charged, and they get basically the person that picks it up 3 days later, or a day later, a week later, gets $700. So the reason why this is going to affect OFW is because the fees are much cheaper and faster. If you look at the Philippines, 80% and 90% is this population. Why is it getting more higher and value? People are starting to realize, they understand that they have the power. The power behind Bitcoin is, it's a people power coin. People who migrate on it, who bought it last week at $8,000, it's $10,000, and it's going to the moon. For you, if you ask, should I buy Bitcoin? Should I invest in Bitcoin? I go, as a financial planner, you always want to get your fundamentals. Of course, Bitcoin isn't insurance, it's not an equities, it's a cryptocurrency, but it has value because of the spirit behind it, the fundamentals of the technology behind it, and as well as if you look at internet back then, we didn't know what internet, and people were explaining Google or Yahoo. Would you invest it? So the number one reason why people are afraid of it, they don't understand it. So I'm gonna talk to you about the biggest thing that is on my mind at any time, there's some type of, cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, is, how to avoid scams. Because when there's something new, people will use ignorance to scam people. So there are a lot of what you call high yield investment program, HYIP. So they'll offer you 10% a day, 20% a day. There are sites that show you, I'll lend you $100 and you reinvest again in 60 days and 90 days. There are a lot of these sites. Here's my advice to you. You always want to do your due diligence and look, not just basically go on these platforms, refer a lot of people, earn money, then this company closed down, because it happens. First thing you want to look at when you invest in any type of company in cryptocurrency is, how transparent are they? A lot of these companies don't even show who the owner is. A lot of the companies don't have a physical office. A lot of these companies don't have a mining facility or actually operational. So you want to say, John, but my friend got paid out really fast, he has proof. I go, don't get caught up with just proof of a screenshot or he got paid out. A lot of people argue that they're right until they're wrong. That's how these Ponzi schemes are created. So how to avoid any scams is do your due diligence. You always want to look at, why didn't the owner do an interview? Who is the owner of this office you can't talk to? There might be people promoting it, but there's no one to hold accountable. Do they have a physical office that you can see, talk to, and chase after? Are they registered as a marketing office or some type of distribution office? So you want to look at those two. If those two aren't there, be careful, because people, I know they want to earn money, but some guys put in like a couple $1,000s and they're really just waiting, and they didn't do their due diligence, and people will feel bad. Oh, I got scammed. No, you got scammed because you didn't listen and you weren't able to do diligence. So look at number one, transparency. In the world of mining, because I work with also mining facilities and what you call cloud mining. So cloud mining is basically where you buy a package and you get Bitcoin back every month. So in this cloud mining, universe, there is what you call a hardware influence connection, where you need to check, do they have the hardware? A lot of the hardware now, especially in these PC stores, there's no more, because a lot of the gamers shifted to mining. Why is it better to do mining? Because it's more profitable than gaming. And a lot of these hardware are no longer available to the public. They're sold out. They're sold out for the 2018 production, 2019 production, and that's why these new updated mining rigs called GPUs, the power is in who has the best contract with these these companies. If they said you have a mining rig in the Philippines, remember, for a mining rig, it has to be very cold. You have to have the fastest internet, and you have to have the skill set and efficiency and the technical know-how. So in the other, that's what you call hard mining. In the cloud mining, you have to find, the most efficient electricity. That's why they don't do it in hot places, because it's going to overheat, and the lifetime of your mining rig will be worn down. Two is you're going to look at who are the people operating it and what is their background, because a lot of people like to tinker and just make their own. But let's say your rig has no warranty or it breaks down, you can't go to the owner and ask for a refund, because they don't give these warranties in small volume. So let's just go back to the scams. Ask who are the people that you need to understand. Who's the owner? I'd like to see a photo of him. I'd like to see an interview of him. I want to see if he's actually showing his face. There are a lot of sites who create these fake photos and just fake names and fake whatever. Think twice, because a lot of people from the last 100 days, have been burned, literally burned, lost their life savings. And they open up, they close. Last but not least, there's this thing called ICO in the cryptocurrency. It's basically initial coin offering. Basically in stocks, it's called initial public offering. So in the market, Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency. There are about 1,200, 1,300 more. There are ICOs asking for money. What is an ICO? It's basically people raising money to make sure their coin is launched in the coin market. I would like to, put out there are also scams, and you be careful of these scams, that there are a lot of ways to persuade people, like this is going to be the big coin, this is going to be the next big coin. But honestly, you need to do your research, because you have to see what is the feature of the coin that makes it so different. What is it going to do to impact humanity, and not just on the human earning level, which is you. So you got to stop thinking selfishly. Third is who are the people behind it? Again, the company, the organization, the history. I'm not saying they're all good and they're all bad. I'm just saying do your due diligence. Figure out the company, the owner. There was an ICO last week, basically opened up for a month. They closed. They didn't do anything. They just did it online. So people were clicking, donating, buying. I promise you this, I promise you that. Disappeared. If you can see the company and see potential, it's like investing into a startup. So ICO basically is you get launched on the coin market. There are a lot of coins out there. There are a lot of good coins. There are a lot of bad coins. There are a lot of coins that don't make money. And I would say if you were to spend more time in the cryptocurrency space, go to the forums, go to Business Insider, go to Crypto CNBC. There are a lot of sites, but don't just go to a site that's purely rubbish. You just this is the best coin because it's going to offer you this. If someone says this as a financial guaranteed returns, there's no guaranteed returns ever. Even the bank doesn't guarantee you return, or a mutual fund, or a stockbroker. No one can guarantee returns. You have to run and say there's no such thing, because I would never guarantee returns. I would say projected returns. I would say based on this, because there's a risk in everything. There's a risk in this space. There's a high risk and also a high reward. So since if you want to be more a pioneer and lead into this space, spend time with educated people. Spend time with people with good intentions. If people just want to sell you, not educate you, you gotta think first. Wait, I know about your coin, but tell me more about the space. Tell me more about the vision. Tell me more about the future of cryptocurrency, how it can help me. But if it's just about, oh, look at my coin, buy for me, you gotta see that the way to really help people is empower them on, the cryptocurrency and how this can affect, humanity as well, the unbanked, the underbanked, as well as, help create more wealth for other people. So the reason why I'm doing this is that for you to help people, you have to educate them with the right channel and show your face and back your, words up. So I'm here basically to talk about cryptocurrency and a little short video about Bitcoin. That was a short version. We usually have seminars. I'll post it on my site, on my area of on Facebook page, Coach John Herrera. I'm limitless. If you want to know, there are really other ways to buy Bitcoin. There are 2 exchanges. Make sure they're legit. You can do the cloud mining. You can do the hard mining. You can do, you know, trading many ways. But I have my 2 cents. You can have your 2 cents. But I always go to, you know, who you really trust and who you build education from. So this is me wrapping up. If you like this video, share it, tag people. You know, thank you very much. Have a great day.